Okay, what people missed was, where is Brazil?
Yeah. We are in the South Hemisphere, and we are part of the Americas.
On my computer, YouTube just plays the one song. On this computer, it will play forever and ever.
Just to get a little overview about Brazil, our population is around 200 million people. It is the 60th in the world if you see numbers, but if you go to density, that is people per square meter, we are like 200. So we have a lot of area to be occupied by people. Our area, I'm not going to read the number, but you can see we're very big. And we are the 15th largest country in the world. Our capital is Brasilia. I know everyone, you ask, oh, what's the capital of Brazil? Everyone tends to say Rio. No, it's Brasilia. And people are not wrong, because Rio used to be the Brazilian capital until the 50s, when the president decided that the capital of a country should be in the middle of the country. Because this way the capital is protected in the case we have a war. If you don't conquest the capital, you don't. The country is not conquest. So it's a way to protect us getting the capital. I have the map of Brazil. I'm going to show you where the capital is, and you're going to see it's right in the middle of Brazil. Our language is Portuguese. We are colonized by Portugal. So our official language is Portuguese, but we have the Amerindian language, Tupi, Guarani, and we have also small colonies of Italians and Germans that people still talk their own language. In politics, we are a democracy. Works a little bit similar that here that we have a president, governor, senators, the parliament, and the term is also 4 years. And every 4 years we vote again to get new people. And the only difference that the elections are all together. We don't have an election only for president and the others later. Everything happens at one time. Our currency name is real, that is represented by this R, and the same one that used to represent dollar. And now dollar to reais, I would say it's like 3.7, 3.8, the difference. And we have nominal gross domestic product in about $2 trillion, and we are the 8th economy in the world. And historically, Brazil is always among the 10 largest economies in the world. Here about us, we religion-wise, almost 92% of Brazilians consider themselves Christians. We are actually the largest Catholic population in the world in numbers. You see, like almost 65% of the population see themselves as Catholic. No religions 8%, Spiritism 2%, and other religions around 3%. And we are very diverse and mixed. Our population is almost 48% white. And I want to mention that we are the largest Italian community outside Italy, the second German community outside Germany. The first one is here. And for a little bit, 40% consider themselves mixed because we were colonized by Portuguese. We got the Africans coming as slaves, and we have the Amerindian people too. So we have a lot of mixed people as well. Almost 80% Black, 1% Asian, and other curiosity, we are also the largest Japanese community outside Japan in the world. A lot of Japanese came during the war. Italians, German, and Japanese, they came during the Second and the First War to Brazil, and they were established that. And unfortunately, the Amerindian population, that was the original population of Brazil, it's less than 0.5% today. That is a bummer. I would like that they would be greater of them. We have our important dates too. Our 4th of July is September 7th. That's when we got independent from Portugal. We were, Brazil is a republic. We celebrate this on November 15th. The Brazilian patron saint, as a very Catholic country, Our Lady of Aparecida, we celebrate this on October 12th. And we have others. Tiradentes, he was a guy who fought to get Brazil free from Portugal. So we celebrate his on April 21st. We have the Dia de los Muertos, kind of, that they have in Mexico on November 2nd. And the other holidays, Christmas and Easter, follow the same dates as here. I like to show this picture. I think a lot of people don't know how big is Brazil. So as you can see, each state, we are divided in 26 states plus the capital that is here, this yellow square here, right in the middle of the country. We call the federal district. It's a little bit like Washington, D.C. That's where they have the capital and the surrounding areas in the middle of the state of Goiás. But here's to show you. Here's from Minas Gerais. Is the same size of Spain. That is a large, very large country. And here is how Brazil is divided. Here with all the states, and we are divided in 5 regions: the North region, Northeast, Central region, Southeast, and South. And I try to divide the presentation by regions, so I can talk a little bit about all of that. They are very diverse, but very similar at the same time. First, North region. There are 7 states in the North region, and here where the Amazon rainforest is. And the Amazon goes up to Amazonas, Pará, Roraima, Acre, all that part of the North region of Brazil. And there is a lot of touristic and nice places to go. The Marco Zero is where the Ecuador line cuts. So people like to go there. Now I'm south, now I'm north. It's like to see. And we had other, the North region, there's a lot of rivers. So the transportation is basically done by boats. Here you can see, but it's a boat here, very common there, where people get their transportation. Here, there's a very nice hotels in the Amazon rainforest where you can go and stay there and get a tour in the forest. A very nice thing they do is swimming with the botos. Boto is a freshwater dolphin. And it's very nice. Wanderson got the opportunity to do that some years ago. That is very nice to swim with the botos. We have things like this that we say Encontro das Águas, where the Black River and the Amazon River meet each other. So you can clearly see the difference of the water here in Dan, where the Black River is black, the Amazon is the brown one. And it's very interesting. You have the opportunity to meet with a lot of native people. We have a lot of tribes that they are not in touch with the rest of the world. They are isolated. But we have a lot of other tribes that goes and talk, and we can visit them too and see how they are. And here's a very nice place in the state of Tocantins called Jalapão, that we have this, I don't know how to say in English, but this type of mountains that is flat in the Mesa. Okay, Mesa. And it's a very beautiful place. And if you someday you think I'm gonna go to Tocantins, it's a place to go. Ooh. Food-wise, they are also very diverse. Since there's a lot of rivers there, there's a lot of dishes based on fish. One very famous fish in the North region is the tucunaré. That is, you can find in the Amazon River. The tacacá, it's a lot of foods based on cassava as well. So the tacacá, pato no tucupi, and maniçoba is all based on cassava. Pato is duck. And the tucupi is a sauce made with the cassava root, where they made and cook the duck in this sauce. The tacacá is the same tucupi with jambu. Jambu is a herb, very common also in the Amazon region, and they got kind of garnished with shrimp. I have never tried it, but I have a friend here from in Ulster from the North region. She told me that it's very good. That one here is the most interesting for me. The name is manisoba, and it's made with the cassava leaves. Since the cassava leaves has poison in it, they should cook the leaves for 15 days before they have the dish. I told her, I can't eat something, I don't trust to eat something that I need to cook for 15 days. But she told me, if you try it once, you're gonna eat every time because it's very good. And there is the fruits of the Amazon, the acai berry, that is the cupuaçu that they use to make juices and go with the chocolate. The Brazilian nut that we also call castanha do Pará because it's from the state of Pará. And the guaraná, that is energy thing that we use to make soda and juice and to get powder. If you get a powder guaraná, you get a lot of energy. They are very cultural too. They have a lot of things very nice. The carimbó is dance and music rhythm of Pará, and it's very known. And I know like a lot of carimbó singers that they make a lot of success in Europe with the rhythm. And they have a lot of parties that celebrate like the Amerindian people. That party here is very Festa de Parintins. That is an ox that they call boi caprichoso. And the party celebrates the resurrection of the ox. And it's very nice. It's a very cultural region too. They have a lot of things with the boto too. The boto, there's a lot of in the folk, I don't know how to say, but the folklore of the region, of everything in the region. And related to agriculture, it's expanding, and it's actually something very, because people that are concerned with the environment are very concerned with soybean and livestock going into the forest to cause deforestation. But the cattle and the soybean thing is something that is growing and going to the forest. And other than that, the extractivism is very important, where there is not like a plantation. It's something that is in the forest, and the people go there to extract it. And they do this with nuts, the natural rubber, with the rubber tree, acai berry, and also fishing. There's a lot of, because of the rivers, there's a lot of people living around the rivers, so they survive by fishing and all that stuff. The Northeast region, it's 9 states in that region, and I could say that the most beautiful beaches in Brazil is here. That's each capital of the Northeast region has something like a beach to go and enjoy. There is a lot of very nice places too. Salvador is the capital of Bahia. It's a very touristic city and a very historic city. They have the Pelourinho there, that is where the slaves used to be, and Bahia, where Salvador is, where is the most part of the Black people are. So they have a lot of the African culture on the city that is very nice. Other places also, not only Beats of Survive the Northeast region, but you have also the mountains to go. Porto de Galinhas, Fernando de Noronha is like paradises in the earth. Fernando de Noronha is an island that belongs to the Pernambuco state. And you cannot just, I'm going to Fernando de Noronha, you need a permission to go there actually, because they try to conserve the island as soon as possible, and you have like a limit of people that can be there each time to try to keep things safe, the environment safe. Ponta dos Seixas is the eastern point in the Americas. If you get I have been there once and it's very nice, and the most east point in the Americas, if you go, is the closest point pointed to Africa in the Americas. That is very nice. And as I said, you have a lot of beaches that is very nice. I have been, that one here is the most beautiful place I have been in my life. That one here, I have been there too, and it's very beautiful too. So if you want to get a sun, get tan, Northeast region is a very good option for you to try in Brazil. They also have a lot of things about food. This acarajé is very common in Bahia, and it's like a bean paste, and inside they get like shrimp, and they make also a paste that they call a vatapá with okra, and they fill it and fry it and fill it. And if you cannot go to Bahia and not eat an acarajé. They have also the crabs and other, since you're in the littoral, you have a lot of seafood. The bobó de camarão, camarão is shrimp, and bobó is also made with the cassava. The base of the bobó is cassava, the cassava root. And also here, carne seca com mandioca, mandioca is cassava. You eat with dry meat, and cassava is also a very, the basis of the Northeast food. They use a lot of cassava. Couscous is different from the couscous here, because this one is made with corn, and they eat with meat, can be beef, chicken, pork, anything. The bijou, the tapioca is made with the tapioca flour, where they get inside, they fill inside with something sweet, condensed milk, chocolate, bananas, and they eat this for breakfast. Bolo de rolo is a cake that is kind of wrapped, and it's very popular dish in Pernambuco. If someone is from Pernambuco, the first thing you ask, you brought me some bolo de rolo? Because it's the most popular thing over there. And this shoe here, it's kind of in the county side of Northeast, where not in the beach, it's like a very dry region. So they rely a lot on goats. That one here, buchada de bode, they cook the stomach of the goat, and they fill with rice or other things. Actually, it's a very strong dish. It's even stronger than feijoada. So you need to have a very strong stomach to get the buchada. And the sarapatel is done with pork, but it's the not noble parts of the pork. We call the miúdos of the pork, like it is the intestines and stomach and everything. I have never tried it, but it's very common in the Northeast region. They also very cultural. Here I have the picture of the Baianas in Bahia. They are like a symbol of Bahia, and they show like this African culture on them. Frevo is very popular in the state of Pernambuco during the carnival and other time of the year. In the year is a dance too, and is a nice part of the Pernambuco culture. And if you arrive in Pernambuco, they are going to give you that umbrella, a small one, to dance the frevo. It's a very nice dance. They also have Bumba Meu Boi, that is very similar to the Parintins party in the Northeast region. The woman who make, I don't know how to say renda in English, but it's very common there. That's rendeiras that they made. This is a very beautiful piece. They use this to cover the tables. You can make like clothes with this. It's very beautiful. The June party in Brazil, we have party in June to celebrate St. Peter, St. Paul, and not St. Paul, St. Peter, St. Anthony, and St. John. And their days are basically closed. So we have this that we call Junina party in June. And it's very good because people dance the dance we call quadrilha, that is very similar to the forró of Brazil. And the food is the best food ever. I love Festa Junina basically because of the food. If you want to eat good food, and because it's in June Brazil is winter, it's winter food. So we have like cachaça and a lot of things with corn and soups, very good. The capoeira, I don't know if all you know, if you know the capoeira is like a martial art and is originally from Bahia as well. That is, I think you can find here in US groups that play capoeira. And we have other very nice dances, the tambor de crioula, that is common in the state of Maranhão. They're very cultural and bring a lot of the African culture too. And here in the countryside of the Nordeste, we have the vaqueiros, that the people who deal with the cattle, and they go in the middle of the vegetation to get the cattle, and it's a very, they're part of the culture of the Northeast region. Agriculture-wise, there's a lot of sugarcane there. Actually, the sugarcane industry in Brazil starts in the Northeast region, and this more in the littoral, but in the countryside among the dry regions where they can get irrigation, they have a lot of fruits and melon, grapes, table grapes, mango, and pineapple, and they are very good because the region is dry, so the flavor gets like very sweet, so they're very good fruits. Next is the central region. We have 3 states, Mato Grosso, Mato Grosso do Sul, Goiás, and the capital is in the central of Brazil, inside the state of Goiás. And there is a lot of touristic places. I don't know if you heard about Pantanal. That is where if you plan to visit Brazil, you should visit Pantanal. But Pantanal, it's full only during the rain time. When it's not raining, it's dry. So it's good to go during the summer when it's raining. There they have a lot of mountains too, the mesas, as you said. A lot of the jaguar, that is the symbol of Brazil in the Pantanal, they have that. Here's the Brazilian savanna. It's great part of the the central region, and it's good for agriculture. So the central region is the one more agriculturally heavier in Brazil, the one where the soybean is and all the grains are. Bonito, it's a place in Mato Grosso do Sul. It's a very beautiful place to go. They have a lot of caves that you can swim there and go inside. It is very beautiful. And we have Brasilia, our capital. I don't know if you can notice by this picture that Brasilia was planned, and it's in an airplane format. So here you have the wings, and here the body of the airplane. So people say, oh, I live in the left wing. I live in the right wing. It's the way to say, because it's in an airplane format. Brasilia was designed by Oscar Niemeyer to be in that. The food, arroz com pequi, it's a rice with pequi. Pequi is a fruit of the Brazilian savanna that is very common in the state of Goiás. And Denise should make for us one day, but probably cannot find pequi here. That is above. Yeah. Yeah, the galinhada, that is rice with chicken. Pamonha, that is paste of corn. You make like a paste with the corn and cook it wrapped in the, what is the name? The husk of the corn. The empadão, it's my famous chicken pie. I don't know if everyone knows here my chicken pie. Therese loves my chicken pie. So it's the empadão. It's not from my state, it's from Goiás. The paçoca pantaneira, they use the cassava flour you were eating to make it with dry meat. That is very good. And since the Pantanal also is like a lot of fresh water, they have things, a lot of fish as well. One fish very common in this region name is pintado and piranha. And they have some nice desserts too. This fondue is made with papaya. I have never had that, but I want to try someday because it looks good. But they have a lot of things based on corn, rice, and fish. They have the cultural aspects is a lot of things similar to the southeast region too. But it's interesting because in the central region there is a lot of all types of Amerindian tribes that are not in the north part. So you can also one of the tribu Xavante tribe, and you can go there too and see their things. The Cururu is they use the viola de coxo. They have the viola caipira that I don't know how to say in English. Viola caipira, sorry, but it's a kind of a guitar, but it's smaller than a guitar, and it's a part of the country culture in Brazil, the countryside culture in Brazil. And I know in the south part they have the mate where they drink hot. In the central region, they drink the same mate but cold. It's the same thing, but they drink it cold. And it's a very nice part of their culture too. Agriculture, as I said, is the grains that we have in Brazil. A lot of them come from here: rice, beans, corn, cotton, soybean. It's a very agriculture heavy state. These states in the past used to be like not a lot of people of them, so people from other states come to expand the agriculture in that states. So, and there's a lot of cities there, very new cities, young cities that they grow and develop because of the agriculture in their region, especially Mato Grosso do Sul, Goiás as well. And they also have cattle and other things. And I mentioned in my presentation just the bigger crops, but all states, they also grow vegetables and other, all regions, they have the familiar agriculture, the small growers and everything in all regions. The Southeast region, that's where I come from. Here I come from, Minas Gerais is my state. And it's we are 4 states. Wanderson, my fiance, is from here, Espírito Santo. And I would say, and the Rio de Janeiro is here too. Rio de Janeiro is the name of the city, but it's also the name of the state. And São Paulo, the same. São Paulo is the name of the city, but it's also the name of the state. Is the same. And I would say that is the industrialization is the region with more industries in Brazil. But even we have very touristic place. Here's Ouro Preto in Minas Gerais. It's a very historic city. So if you want to learn a little bit more about the history of Brazil, you should go here. Ouro Preto was once capital of Brazil. And Tiradentes, the guy who has a holiday for him, it's from here, Ouro Preto. And there's a lot of minings up there. Actually, Chris, someday he wants to go with me to Ouro Preto so he can visit the mines over there. And we have also Minas Gerais. We don't have sea, but we have nice rivers and nice waterfalls, like here, Capitólio. It's a very nice place to go. And Minas Gerais, we also have a lot of mountains. That one here is in Espírito Santo, name is Pedra Azul, that like means blue rock, and the rock is actually blue. And it's a very touristic place and nice to go there. Convento da Penha, that is in also Espírito Santo. That if you go to Espírito Santo, you need to visit Convento da Penha. Rio de Janeiro, I don't need to say anything about Rio because everyone knows Rio. It has the Christ the Redeemer, Pão de Açúcar, Botanical Garden. And Rio is the nickname of Rio is Cidade Maravilhosa, that means amazing city. And it's not a lie. Rio de Janeiro is really a very beautiful city. São Paulo, it's more urban, but you have a lot of museums to go. São Paulo is the biggest city in Latin America. The population of São Paulo, I don't remember by the top of my head, but I think it's 12 million people. It's very big, a very large city, and the city that never sleeps, São Paulo. So, but they have like cultural life very, very good. Like the museums, they have a very nice museum. It's a MASP, Museum of Modern Art of São Paulo, and I have been there before, and it's very nice. They have the famous painters that like Van Gogh, Monet, and all of them there. And also we have beaches in the São Paulo state that are very beautiful too. Food-wise, sorry that I add just one for each other state and the others all from Minas Gerais, but I'm doing the presentation. I decide what goes, so I'm going to talk about Minas Gerais. The muqueca capixaba, it's a very popular dish on the Espírito Santo state. And if you think about Espírito Santo, the first thing that comes in your head is the muqueca. That is fish cooked with onions and green peppers and tomatoes, and actually very good. The sanduíche de mortadela is like a bologna sandwich. And if you go to the market in São Paulo, the farmer's market, actually it's that side like of mortadela inside a bread. And it's a very popular thing to do in São Paulo. You cannot go to São Paulo and not try the sanduíche de mortadela. And in Rio, it's like coconut water and the biscoitos globo, that is a cassava starch, made with cassava starch. And if you are in the Copacabana beach, for example, it's the thing to eat where you're there, and with cold mate as well. The rest is all from Minas Gerais, the feijão tropeiro, that is beans with pork too, but in this case here, the bean is more hard cooked. And it's not a soup, you get the cassava flour to make something more dry. Frango com quiabo, that is chicken with okra, and we eat with also beans and polenta, over polenta, and it's a very popular dish in Minas Gerais, and it's very good, and I can cook sometime too if you want, because I love to cook. The pão de queijo, that the cheese bread that I always have in the celebrations of nations, so probably, even though people try to bring pão de queijo as a Brazilian thing, it's not. It's something from Minas Gerais. And if you eat pão de queijo out of Minas Gerais, they're not good. Just
Now from Portugal,
they're not that good. Doce de leite, that is the dulce de leite, that is from Minas too. Minas, it's the state with very large milk production. So we have a lot of things based on milk, like cheese and other things based on milk. And Oroponobis, a costelinha. Costelinha is like just pork ribs, and Oroponobis is a leaf. And I have never seen Oroponobis in other place other than Minas Gerais. And there's a city there called Sabará that they have a festival of Oroponobis, that they have ice cream and everything based on Oroponobis. And they say that I have never been in this festival. I saw on TV, but looks very nice, and people love the things made with this. My mom loves Oroponobis. And also the cultural aspects, the Rio Carnival that is very famous. In São Paulo, as I said, the museums are very nice. We have a lot of religions, Catholic related parties, we call Folia de Reis, that is in the January 6th, the Three Kings Day, that people go to the houses dancing to celebrate the Three Kings, and it's very popular in Minas Gerais. This is Iotim. It's the biggest, largest museum, open museum in, I think, Latin America. And it's a very nice museum. It's very close to my house. And I don't know if you know about the dam that broke in January. It's in the city of Brumadinho, where the dam broke. So they were trying to help the region to recover, and it's a very beautiful place. So it's if you go to Minas Gerais, it's not far from Ouro Preto, so it's a nice place to go. And in the Espírito Santo, there is a lot of the Italian colony there. So they have Festa da Polenta, that is a polenta party. That is very common, and they have the queen of the party, the princess of the party, where they elect, and it's very, as you see here, the Italian flag It's very popular in the Italian community in the state of Espírito Santo. Agriculture, sugar cane, orange, and coffee. Actually, I think 50% of the coffee in the world come from Brazil. So probably I say, oh, Brazilian coffee, but probably even the coffee that is not Brazilian is Brazilian. Probably. So, and the orange, but we also export orange juice, not the fresh fruit, because of some diseases that we have. So we export just the juice. And actually, I was curious to read, if you go to the Walmart orange juice, a lot of comes from Brazil. The South region, the last one, 3 states. Felipe is from the South region. And there's a lot of touristic places. The Iguaçu Falls are in the South region, state of Paraná. Curitiba is the sister of Columbus, the city sister that they say of Columbus. That is a very beautiful and green city too. Blumenau is in the Santa Catarina state, and they were colonized by the Germans. So it's a very nice German culture over there. And you have the Serra Gaúcha, that they have a lot of wineries over there. Canela and Gramado is also other very two nice cities, also colonized by the Germans. So if you go to Rio Grande do Sul, you should stop in Canela and Gramado. And food, the barbecue, the Brazilian one generally is from Rio Grande do Sul, that they say, and they have one that they do on the ground with the beef ribs that is very good. Some desserts like cuca, the chimarrão, that is very popular, the mate, the hot mate. Pinhão, that is from a tree, the araucaria tree, that is very common in the South region. And they kind of heat it. I don't know, Felipe can tell better how they eat it, but I think, yeah, they boil and heat it. And
yeah, boil and eat it.
And the cultural aspect, they have a lot of the German colonization. They have an Oktoberfest in Blumenau, Santa Catarina. That is October, and there's a lot of beer involved. People like it. The CTG, they call Centro de Tradições Gaúchas, that is in the Rio Grande do Sul. And they have, they do a lot of things actually. Once I was in Rio Grande do Sul, and we went to the CTG, they dance. They have like the prendas, how you call the boys? The peões and as prendas, and it's a very nice dance that they do there. It's very nice. If you go to Rio Grande do Sul, visit the CTG. Agriculture, they have a lot of wheat, poultry, especially chicken and pork, corn, apples, wine grapes, rice. I'm going to mention one, the rice. The rice in the central region is a dry rice. They grow the rice in the soil. Here in the South region, they grow the rice in water. It's like a wet rice. And we have another bunch of food that is something nice in the whole country. The brigadeiro, that is the chocolate balls that we always have here too. The feijoada that you ate today. Coxinha, that is a wheat dough with chicken. Passion fruit desserts. The pastel, that is also another dough you can fill with whatever you want. The pudim that we had in the celebration of nations too. Coffee, of course, cachaça, of course, and the guaraná. That is, I think you can find guaraná only in Brazil. I'm almost finishing, guys. I can tell about cultural aspects of Brazil without talking about soccer, because it's far the most popular sport in Brazil. Now volleyball is starting to get popular too, but it's like the national passion of Brazil. And Flamengo, that is in the song of Jorge Benjor, is the name of a team in Brazil, with from Rio de Janeiro, the team. And as I cannot mention that we are 5 times world champions, so it's like a proud for us to that, and to have Pelé, Ronaldo, Romario. In agriculture, we have a lot of hectares planted, but according to NASA in a recent study, they show that it's less than 80% of the Brazilian territory is used for agriculture. So we have, US is around 20%, I think. So we have a lot of room to grow, and the gross income of agriculture is around 503 billion reais, 383 from agriculture and 186 from livestock. And I just want to point out here the area in Brazil where the area used in agriculture kept the same during the years. The productivity increased a lot from 1977 to 2017. And here in red is how much we import, and in blue how much we export. So we export a lot of food to the world, especially soybean and meat. And here, just the last to show, like, we're the first production of sugar cane and the first exporters of sugar, coffee, orange juice, and also first beef cattle. We're second. I think US is the first one in production, but we're the first exporter. And we're also good exporters of chicken, soybean, corn, and cotton and pork meat as well. That is the largest commodities in the Brazilian agriculture. And some famous personality in Brazil, and I'm not gonna go through that. I just want to talk about this guy here. His name is Santos Dumont, and he was the airplane inventor. And you're not going to convince a Brazilian that he's not an airplane. No, you can come with all proofs in the world. You're not convinced a Brazilian that he was not. Actually, he was the first one who got an airplane without help out of the floor. So the Wright brothers could have flight first, but they used the catapult. Santos Dumont does it. So for me, he's the airplane inventor too. And you're not going to convince me of that. Yeah, with that, I finished my presentation. As I said, it's not even 10% what Brazil is, but I tried to summarize a little bit of each region of Brazil. Hope everyone likes the feijoada.
Yeah, and we hope everyone likes coffee. We were able to get a pot of coffee produced from Brazil. We got a stack of cups there, and I hope a good number of you will be able to come up for our traditional group photo. And I hope others of you will give suggestions for future cultural connections. Remember, you don't have to be a non-U.S. citizen. You can tell about your research abroad.
Yeah, and Jason has the presentation, so if someone wants the presentation, can ask Jason.
Absolutely. You even have the video.
Oh, you're taking people right now?
Yeah, come on up.
Okay.
At the front of the room. Everybody wants to help clean up. You're welcome to do that too.
Everyone, when you did so well, what would have thrown out?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm taking the picture. Just really quick down here.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to grab the flags, Cecilia?
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks to Martin Lubell for the flag.
Come here. And one. Everyone says cheese, queso, or whatever. Caipirinha, or no?
Great.
Thank you.
Want to borrow flags, email me.
Thank you, Cecilia. Welcome. I need to talk to you. I'm going to contact you at the beginning of the next week. Yeah, sure. I have started this week and so we can and I can see the I want to forget that. Yes. Okay. Ciao.
So when you put Blue down, yeah, they can Blue down for 6 months. I was actually there.
I got for this seminar today. I started it.
Sully Hall Library.
Ay, eu queria ter visto mais, porque eles estão fazendo
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for coming. I'm slowly learning Portuguese. We're gonna have a sabbatical down there in 2023. So. You can go to the Tehat. I want to go everywhere. Yeah, well, you were down there for what? I was a missionary. Oh, cool. Yeah.
I don't even know if somebody was in here. Find out.
Yes.
When they start
Yeah.
screaming.
Yeah,
Hello?
Of course, as a language teacher, we use the language placement test developed by
Hello?
Brigham Young. Yes.
yours?
They are.
Oh, I'm gonna be here.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh, it's yours, right?
Absolutely miserable. I think I've been charged like you're committed. I don't like that high. So it's high. That's why they're really smart. The guys that become addicted. Like
what kind of condition you must have for miserable weather outside, and you go exactly where the worst weather is? What's the logic? Well, some fights eventually, but she just talked about creating one. Yeah, which is never. Yeah, which is never. Fine. Yeah.
But I mean, you got the basics already.
But after that,
Or you will be like, wait,
well,
sure,
there was a bad time.
already know.
And then 2004, it started to like kind of good, like 6 years.
Yeah, you got it.
Almost nothing for like.
So you were one step
And
ahead.
6 years kept that all the other shit has more. But the thing is, in the United States, you have so many different sports. So if I get into the top 5 sports in Brazil, the soccer will be the fourth first place. Soccer. Soccer is so important. Like it's hard to compare.
No.
Just after. Guy steps out. Hey, I know. Penta. The action game. Make all the preparation.
All the cars running down the street, flaring their
You know something, Ramon?
So, as Americans, Wright brother, one time, they're playing like. Santos Dumont comes from a very super rich family. He was in France, so he never wanted to make money of it. So actually, was a kind of one of the first open source projects for open everything. All this. The Wright brother, they make everything secret. So Santos Dumont was the first actually to find the book. So yes and no. I did a lot of research on this work. Yeah. And purposely made it so I wasn't going to present who did it first. I was just going to present back. And he's like, so who flew first? Like, I'm not going to put my foot in this. I know better.
Yeah, but yeah, we know that's the right one. But we've got an evidence.
Yeah.
Cute.
Well, one of the funniest, one of the things you get on the website is like,
Acabou. Obrigado.